wasn't asked to, but somebody asked for some guidance. So I figure I, throw my hat in the mix, give you a little bit of a SSJ.Vegeta guide live, just because there's a lot of thoughts that I have about this character, and if I try to formulate a video, it's gonna take way too long because I don't have the hardware for that. So until that time, hopefully that time is soon, I will just be using this little, not a little stream, because I imagine this is gonna be pretty long. So let's get into the man himself. So SSJ.Vegeta, been out since the beginning of the game, been in the beta, been in everything that you can imagine. He was seeing a lot of play at the beginning of Season 1, but has slowly and slowly seen less and less play, and that's for a fair reason. You have characters like Vegeta in the game, UI Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, so there's not really a place for him, but this doesn't, I would say this doesn't put him in, unrelevancy. He still has a place, in my opinion. He's one of the only characters, well, not only characters, but one of the more reliable characters who can shoot Q-Blast from that angle. Not a lot of characters can do that. LabCoat 21 having a really strong Q-Blast in the air because it hits this angle of the screen, so just something that you should know. Doing something. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about his frame data. I'm gonna be talking about how he is as a mid, a point, and an anchor character. I'm gonna be talking about pretty much everything about him. Synergy, which if you don't know, he has synergy with the entire cast. He's one of the more well-rounded characters. I wouldn't say well-balanced. There's a lot of rounded characters, but I haven't found a reason to drop him so fast. I want to say one of the big things that he has is actually his jumping M. I think this button is still very good in the current meta, and will continue to be good. Catches a lot of people. Some more stuff that you should know about the solo functionality of the character. Basically, zoning game, and zoning is not so strong in Dragon Ball, but you can force this peppering of T-Blast and peppering of the opponent can make them want to do that. And if you know anything, that's if you know anything, right? So your whole objective, I'd say, with this character is to actually not get them to super dash, but it's one of the main things that you have to be wary of when you play this character. People are going to super dash at you, especially when you're going multiple. You can always do the good old, I tried to do it, but I think you have to wait a little bit. I usually don't go for this, because if I think you're going to super dash, it's really going to punish. And that waiting game allows me to do things like overextend, get in just by doing that, play with the opponent a little bit, throw it, get in for free, right? So, but yeah, one of the main things about this season, I'd say, that made him really strong was that I just showed you. Being able to fast tag into any character and start their offense. Get a medium starter in the process, right? So, characters like Goku Flash, I can actually show you why this is very strong. Unscaled medium starting combo. No, not blue health. So if you have someone like S. Broly, who I play on my team, I get EX ground stomp every time, and lots of damage there. I think I'm gonna go into the frame data, or like just the important things about his frame data, because honestly, a character only needs 4 really good moves to succeed, honestly, in my opinion. And I think SSJ definitely has that in store. So one of the key parts about Dragon Ball is being able to do this, right? Auto combos are something that have been in the game since the beginning, and they don't plan on taking whipping auto combos out, right? However, there's something that a lot of people don't know, which is you can do 4L, 5L. Like you said, if I do this, right, that counts as the Gatling. If I am holding back, I'll turn on the info display so you can see it. If I'm holding back here, I cannot get the auto combo right. However, if I go and I let go, press L again, boom, you'll get the second hit of jab. Now, for most characters, this is really useless. I'll pull out. I don't think Ginyu even has it. I don't think any of these characters have it. But okay, we'll pull it out for Goku Black then. So if you do have a Goku Black, you're -5, right? Not really a purpose to do that. Besides, like, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I can't think of a reason for doing that when you have so many other buttons with Goku Black that are like, you know, do the same thing, do the same thing, do the same thing. You know? So, however, SSJ.Vegeta has a very magic number in -2, and it's -2 on his auto combo, which, in my opinion, gives your opponent the most, not the most free will to challenge, but to pick an option that they want to pick. So this means that, say if I do this, right? Now to beat this, you can't hit jab. If you hit jab, you die. You get crushed because it's only -2, so you're still in recovery for the jab by the time that I hit you. Now, the only way to beat this is to obviously, I'll just set him to 2H real quick. Now the only way to beat this is to obviously, right? But the problem is with that is that if I just go, you get hit. So your objective with this character, I'd say solo functionality wise, is to get that -2, get them looking for something. Oh, and you can do this. So you can like, right? So it's kind of like Broly, where once you're next to them, you have that -2 little. And of course, Broly's is a little stronger, you know, just because he's a stronger character. But that's not saying that this is useless. That's going to be one of your main tools that you use as this character, in my opinion. A lot of people say it's the M's, but I don't. I think the other tool that you're going to try to use is L-Rocket Kick. This is basically to keep your opponent on their toes. You want to do stuff like this because just like our friend Light DP, that's a medium starter. And you know, fast tag stuff, same thing. You have to. I'll go over a couple of fast tag combos with certain characters, but for your teams, you'll have to lab out, you know, your own, your own fast tag combos and functionality. But you should be able to play this character with relatively anyone. He's very flexible, and yeah, another one of the bigger tools that a lot of people don't think about. Well, in this season, I think it got stronger than ever. So basically, this move does mad chip, right? Now you can reflect it as soon as you see it. However, reflecting in this case does something that a lot of people don't know. So when you reflect in this case, right? So I can't set the. Well, I mean, I can. Wow, that was amazing. I don't even know how I did that, but I don't know why I'm trying to do it so fast. It's because I'm on camera. But when a lot of people don't know that when you're blocking something, well, I mean, you can reflect at any point if it's a key blast or whatever. All right. However, reflecting in this case, I'm just gonna set myself so I didn't mean to be Britta. I mean Gilda. In this case, reflecting a whole bunch of times will actually leave you in place. And what that means is that, so I'll do that. Right. And he's reflecting now, right? So now the thing is, like, with fast tag, if you, I can't really show it, but I'll show it in 2 parts, and then you'll be able to piece the puzzle together yourself. So basically, if you're reflecting here, you take no chip damage, right? But you're locked in place. So what that means is that you're open to this, right? You're open to some fast tag shenanigans where I can go like, right? I'm safe there. I'm completely safe. There's nothing that the opponent can do, as far as I'm concerned, besides super dash. Now, in this case, when your opponent super dashes, it's variable. I'm not sure what makes it variable, but I know that there are different outcomes that can happen depending on of when the opponent times it, and if they just throw out super dash immediately, and all that sort of stuff. But Scamby was texting me. Everybody say shouts out to Scamby. I mean, yeah. So in this case, if you super dash there, right, that was the worst option that can happen. And as you just saw, what happens is it makes the super dash hit funkily, which you can't get a conversion there unless you're godlike, right? Unless you've labbed out that scenario, which I don't know if you can tell, but nobody labs this character, right? If you do this, stop that, because people are not gonna super dash immediately. They're gonna be like, oh, he did it. So, and I'm being ass right now. So what you're supposed to do is this. You can get a punish. You can't. Depending on the character, you can actually get a conversion there. I actually get a conversion there as really if I air dash and the EX ground pound. I'm fairly certain that other characters can do that shit too. But yeah, like I said, you'll just have to figure out the synergy yourself. Kid Buu could probably do EX ball there. Vegeta EX legs. Goku black EX dive kick. So that's one of the cool things I want to say about this character. Another thing is this. So say if they super dash late, right? So say if they're saving it, boom, back to neutral. You got Vegeta out pretty much, you know, or this guy. I wish that was that. Basically, there's a no. I'm gonna show it up. And most people react to this late because it's like, why are you doing that? And then so you'll get that clash, or you'll get this. Let me see if I can do it. You'll get that trade, or you'll get. It's so hard, but basically the fast tag will actually beat the super dash completely, and you'll get a full punish. I don't know what causes it. It's happened a lot in bracket before, where I do that. I think it has something to do with being in front of Vegeta at the certain time that it happens. Yeah, because as you saw right there, I got snuffed, but I actually don't know what causes it. But yeah, that does happen. So, yeah, that's going to be one of your key bases of neutral. You don't want to use it all the time, but it's definitely a move that you should sprinkle in there to see what happens. Hits a lot of people, and if they get hit by the move, you get a full... That was terrible. You get a full... You get full conversion. It scales a little heavily, but, hey, some damage is better than no damage, so get a little conversion. I didn't do a proper combo with Vegeta because it's a guide. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to guide you on how to do it. What else? What else is a key part of his neutral? Oh, it's DP. Yeah, how could I forget? So, basically, when they super dash at you, which you've been a little, and Vegeta's very small. Vegeta's very small. So it's hard to like you do stuff like this in Dragon Ball Neutral. You fucking, if you're one of these weirdos, I don't know how to do this. I can't. It hurts my thumb doing that. But you want to catch your opponent, and if your opponent is constantly running away and harassing you, and eventually those are gonna build up. Like he just took 1,800 damage pretty much, and it may not seem like anything, but I guarantee you with my team, you're in 2-touch range for my team once you take 1,000 damage. So it's not a bad idea to pepper these in, even if you have no meter, especially if you have no meter. I honestly don't think it's a good idea to do. Well, I mean, it has a place to do that, right? But as you can see, the conversion's not really worth it. But yeah, so our good friend Super Dash, right, skips the neutral, makes you able to catch him when you're feeling frustrated, and then you do this. And my team, I think I found a universal touch of death, but I could be wrong, right? But my team has a touch of death where off of light DP with 0 bars. So again, there are definitely ways that you can figure out the character. I'll show that touch of death later so you can get some ideas flowing in your head. But right now, let's go on to his point functionality as a character. So his point functionality is to pass the baton, and what I mean by that is that you don't want to keep Vegeta out for very long. His purpose as a point character is to leave the screen and play mid or play anchor again, and that actually flows into Vegeta more because he's better when I feel he's better on mid when a character's down. I don't know what it is. It's just that he controls the screen really well. He doesn't really need assist. He has I think he has flying damage. I know there are characters in this game like 21 who just do like ridiculous amounts of damage and have ridiculous amounts of things, but his damage is not an issue. There are ways to alleviate his low damage that people may say. When I think of low damage, I think of Yamcha. So, but like he has corner outs like this per se, which they build a lot of meter, and then you do fucking. Right, I don't know why that dropped, but pretty much you get a lot of meter there, as you saw. Right. You're gonna have to learn certain routes with this character if you want to play in point. I'd say basically these are the most important things: is this route and that corner route I just showed. I think those are the two most important combos if you're playing. Actually, not even point Vegeta. If you're playing Vegeta in general, you need those two combos. Just because, and I don't think the rejump combos are actually necessarily needed for this character, because it's adding something extra in a basic character that just, like, if you drop the combo, then what happens? You don't really get the hit too often with Vegeta, so when you get the hit, you have to make it count really well. It reminds me of like a Ken or like a Ryu, not Ryu as much, but more so like a Ken. Like, it's not about how you got the hit, it's what you do with the hit afterwards. Because there have been plenty of times where I fucking... Should that have hit? Should he have 2H'd me? Yes. But it hit. Let me get Vegeta out. Start somebody else's game plan, you know. Boom. Right. So that's basically his functionality as... And his what's the word for it? His leniency when not having an assist is one of his better functions, because in the neutral you can save your assists because you don't really have to go in, you know. You can force out errors because, you know, you've been doing this the whole time, so when your opponent gets near you they really want to challenge, and then boom, Vegeta assist back into Goku Black, you know. So you will have the opportunity to do these fast stack combos. It's not completely far-fetched. You can, one of my favorite things to do with S Broly is I play S Broly A assist for this one functionality. You do that, boom, I'm in. All I gotta worry about, and now that I showed you about this -2 mix stuff, boom, I can get the hit. You know, it's not about the mix as opposed to, you know, this little number right here, right? And now that we're into mix, let's go into on point some of the stuff you'll be doing on mix. Now he has very simple mix. I actually think this is one of his better mixes, and it's not even that good. It's more so like a gimmick, but it catches people off guard. I'm gonna do a cool combo real quick. Yeah. You get cool stuff with the character too, so you won't be bored playing him necessarily. He is a very vanilla character, but he does have some cool stuff that will keep you engaged the whole time that you play. I don't know if you saw, I got fucking 2.5 bars from that. Really fucking good, especially with Vegito coming in, you know, and then I get the 2-touch with the good character. Not the good character, because this character's, he's a very good support character, and he doesn't play support in a way that Krillin or someone like Android 17 plays support. He plays support very very what's the word for that? What's very, like, all around, for real. He doesn't heal your team, but he definitely does build a fuck ton of meter, and he's definitely very stable in all of his, except this I wish this button went a little farther. I also wish this wasn't punishable. We'll get into that later. The flaws that I think he actually does have as a character. I don't think this character's perfect by any means, but not being perfect doesn't mean you're not able to play and able to be good. So let's get into some mixy stuff. So basically, you're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that a lot. You're going to, and a bunch of people say this character doesn't have mix, but I've definitely mixed pretty good players in bracket before. I won't go into who they are because that's not really important, right? But that's you know, that's not game breaking mix, but it's still something that your opponent has to worry about and that you can catch them off guard with, you know. I've people a bunch of cool thing I like to do with this character, especially this character, because his frame data is just so solid, and like he doesn't have gimmicks. So when you go for stuff like IEDM, it will hit people a lot of the time because they're expecting that. And then from there you can go into your corner route, which I'll go over combos at the end of what you're supposed to do, so that way you can skip to that point if you just want the combos. But I don't think this character has a lot of combos, so that's why I'm going so in depth on like everything else that he does and how you're basically supposed to use him. Another thing is he has a DP. Now this is a very underrated function in this game. I think not a lot of characters have it. Gogeta, they started giving more and more characters DPs as the seasons went on, which I think is a little like, it's a little back-assward in my like humble opinion, to just give a character a DP even though he doesn't need it, because a character like this is strong because he has a DP, not because he has all these other tools and a DP, you know. Because in the corner you could do stuff like this. So say if you get hit by that DP, right, this is all blue damage. However, depending on the setup that you have afterwards, and look at how much meter I'm building, right, I did the wrong combo, so let me but look at how much meter I'm building. So I had to, you know, really try hard mode real quick. You force a spark. Why would you not spark it? Especially if I do this. If you don't spark there, you die. And there have been plenty of times where people don't spark there because they're like, oh, I'll get him out. It's just, you know, it's just Ssj.Vegeta. And then you put him back in, and then the cycle repeats itself. This is basically how you're supposed to play him on point. You're always, 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 always supposed to get him back in, because, and maybe not with a character like Vegeta, who has pretty good neutral, maybe not Goku Black either. You could play those characters also. But say if you have a character like who has little limbs. Say if you have a character like fucking, well, Kid Buu is, you know, his neutral is debatable. So I don't want to say Kid Buu here, but a lot of Kid Buu players say that he does have a problem in neutral. So say if you're playing Kid Buu, you know, you get pretty much to start playing Kid Buu in the corner, which that sounds really fucking cheap, right? So he's supposed to baton pass very well, and he does. He can baton pass pretty much anywhere on the screen with this move and how I went over it. Now it's your turn. It's your turn to start. What else? But yeah, your main mix is going to be the rocket kick. Now I know there's a certain number that you need to do this mix, but I feel like it can work pretty well with any of them. So like with any assist, this is the most basic universal mix in the game that's not Goku's. So yeah, I think I covered all his special moves. He doesn't have a lot. Oh, I'll go over Interceptor Kick. So Interceptor Kick has its place, question mark. I actually don't use this move ever. Unless I'm doing something like this, or like, and don't go for this. Please don't be me and go for this like when you're not supposed to. And you can reset them. That's it. That's literally all it's for. And this corner out that I showed before, I'll show it again. Right. That's it. That's literally what it's for. Yeah. You can threaten this downward angle, but like they don't bounce. Well, they do bounce, but I'm not godly. All right. I can't get that. That's too hard for me. I can do that. Oh my god, that doesn't even work. No, that works. Yeah, you can do that. That was pretty nice. That's an M starter? Hold up, I just learned something new. See, it might be working. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so yeah, you can use Interceptor Kick like that to threaten the downward angle. It's mostly to do this. It's mostly to, so when you up check in this game, so let me get into his defensive options now that this has transitioned into that. Defensive options. So not only do you have a DP, right, which gets people to start respecting you, gets people to start doing this on Wake Up. I'll demonstrate very quickly. Gets people to start doing this and looking at you, right? So this, along with using a lot of reflects with Vegeta, get your opponent to start picking, let's say rock in this point. Rock is block, right? In an RPS. You have rock, paper, and scissors, whatever 3 you want to put. Rock is block right now. But if you're waking up DP and you're doing this a lot, your opponent is going to want to block and respect you on your turn, which leaves them open to stuff like wake up jab, or wake up fucking down medium, or up tech. So you have a combination of techs and Dragon Ball. If you don't know that, you should probably go to play the tutorial of Dragon Ball before watching this video. But if you want, say, you up tech, and a lot of characters have options to get out of the corner with up tech. However, Vegeta's very good. I was able to block. So let me put our good old friend Super Dash, right? Say if somebody's waiting for you to do something, you can still block. Not very common. Not very common. As a matter of fact, I think I can actually like fuck with it too. So like he'll go straight up sometimes. So that wasn't supposed to happen. But he'll go. Wow, that is an egregious hitbox. Keep it. But yeah, I can do stuff like this and then still be safe, you know? That's a really good... And now, guess where he is? He's in the corner. So after that interaction, you go like this. You go... For your assist, bam. Don't put yourself back in the corner, right? But... Bam, that's what some defensive options that won't seem like defensive options to you can do for you. And one of the other great things is EX Rocket Kick. That gets me to the other side of the screen, back to the glorious neutral that I be playing, you know, and it'll frustrate your opponent. And that's one of the things that will start making them super dash again at you, and then boom, they take a gajillion damage, right? I don't know, Vegito combos, pardon me, right? But, you know. I don't know what the tag combo looks like for that, but it should look something like that. If you want, you can always just go for the Dragon Rush. It builds the most meter. It does, like, a little less damage than I want to say. Everybody has their, like, solo-specific routes that they can do with fast tag, but if you want the basic knockdown into a setup, just use Dragon Rush. Beerus has this cool setup that I'll show later. If you guys are still here, I'm gonna show a lot of character-specific stuff at the end and combos and stuff. Right now, I just want to talk about Vegeta. But yeah, you can get out of the corner like that. You can DP on Wake Up, you know, and then because Dragon Ball is a funny game, right? If you get the first hit, you always have a meter with Vegeta, right? So this is why this is not uncommon. If they block this DP, you're neutral and block. You're -3. And most people will fucking try to hit you again for some odd, like I didn't just mash, right? So like you go let me hit it, because Ginyu's weird. Ginyu's not a good example of this, but and that banish was safe. So unless they do, what was it, absolutely nothing, right? You build 3 meters every time, which can lead to your setups, which can lead to the canvas is yours after that point, you know, that sort of thing. What else? Oh, his EXDP switches sides. You can also combo after it, you know, so get this hit, which means that because of the new fast tag, bam, you actually get a knockdown here. So that's nice. That's very nice. You don't have to do something stupid. I mean, Broly always does something stupid, so it doesn't matter for me. But I think I went over everything about his kit, so I'm gonna move on to his position as a mid now. So when one character dies in Dragon Ball, you don't get diddly squat, right? But however, because Vegeta is so self-sufficient, let me just kill Goku Black real quick. Right. Because Vegeta is so self-sufficient, he doesn't need that assist that you just lost. You know, he doesn't need it to function. He doesn't need it to do mix because you have this. I'm sorry, you have this. So once you understand, I'm telling you, this is the biggest part of playing Vegeta. Once you understand how broken -2 is in, I want to say, every fighting game, you will succeed with the character tenfold, because you'll understand that after I do this, it is not only pretty much still my turn, but if my opponent tries to challenge, boom, I can mix them up. Boom, or boom, boom, tech, you know? I don't like doing this, because a lot of people just jump there for some reason. So, like, you have to, boom. Oh, say if they're holding up, let's say if they're holding up, right? If they're, you know, they're holding up in your strings a lot, what happens, right? Boom, you crush them. You crush them, you know? You can delay all of these, and the beautiful part about his jabs is that once they're reflected, you are safe. You are safe. So, because you're doing 3 jabs, right? 1, 2, 3, right? You're not supposed to finish. That's the end of your string, right? By the way, I was plus when he jumped, so just so you know that, like, it's pretty fucking good. And you can obviously, you know, jump up there and whatnot, and fucking air to air. Oh, extremely good air to air buttons. I know this is interrupting the other part, but extremely good air to air buttons. Like, people will just be above me, and I just boom, pull them down to the floor, put them in the mixies. Boom. So, you know, there's lots of stuff that you can do with this character, and there's lots of ways that you can exploit the system to your advantage. But yeah, this string is why he works as a mid. If it weren't for this, I don't think I'd still be playing him, honestly, because this is so good. You can bait so many things. You can be safe on reflex, which is something that, you know, Vegeta can't swing after reflect anyway. So making yourself safe there is just beautiful. You know, you can crush jumps, you can crush buttons. Like, I'll set him to do a button, right? Well, I'm out. Boom, right? And it's so easy to crush a button there. Look how much block stun that has, by the way. That's like insane that that's still a true block string. And then because you do such a delayed string, people will want to do this. People will want to fucking reflect it. So, like, you'll go, and their reflect will come out anyway. That wasn't a reflect, but you get the point. Their reflect will come out anyway because of how long they were in block stun. If they're mashing it, alright. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. You're still in range for another rep if you want, so like you can. Right, I've done that before. That's not a far-fetched idea. -2 is so strong. It's so strong. So strong. Please use this to your advantage. Remember, the input is 4, 5. No, the input is 4L, 4L, 5L. That's what you have to do there, and I think it's only useful with Vegeta, for real. But yeah, that's why he works as a mid. I know it wasn't as long as the point section, but, you know, I was also talking about a lot of other things in the point section. Yeah, okay. Another reason he works as mid is because his Big Bang attack does a solid amount of damage. It doesn't do an egregious amount, it doesn't do a glorious amount. It does a very solid amount of... This will either kill you or you will be in one touch. Now, depending on your team, that you will be in one touch part will be very threatening. If you have someone like Janemba in the corner, Vegito, just, you know, anywhere, Gogeta 4, 21, 21, you know. Depending on your last character, when you're playing him mid, it will determine Vegeta's strength. So, if you're playing Vegeta Android 16, you know, not that that's a bad... It's not a bad shell per se, but it's not a great one. It will determine how strong Vegeta seems as a mid. Because if you're not getting a lot of meter... I think he might be pretty good with Android 16, actually, now that I think about it, because 16 can't build meter, and Vegeta just builds a fuck ton of it. Yeah. And neutral, so good. That's why he's good as a mid. And then, you know, fast tag, get the damage started, you know. Get the damage started, get your pressure started, and then that leaves him in the anchor slot, right? Which, if you're playing Vegeta mid, you have to know that sometimes your mid character doesn't die before your anchor, and that happens. And I think that's one of the beneficials of having him as a mid, actually, is that if your anchor character dies, you still got a great anchor in Vegeta. You know, you don't have to go in, you don't have to make rash decisions too much, right? You still have to, you know, can't throw Ki Blast for 300 seconds and expect them to lose, right? But, you know, you still have that benefit of playing him on mid, even when your anchor character dies. Because it's still like, well, it's Vegeta, you know, solid, especially in Sparking, especially in Limit Break. He does a lot of damage in Limit Break, actually. And he builds a lot of meter, so, you know, you'll have a pretty good anchor. Now let's get into anchor. So, when all these bars drop, you get Limit Break Vegeta. Now, again, I'm gonna stress it again. This makes him really good on anchor. That's like, it's one of your key tools, for real. His damage going from subpar to, you know, like, oh, he's hitting me, you know, he does way more damage now. He can actually two-touch with the right combos. This character can actually two-touch, and that was the wrong combo. So don't do that combo. But he can. Let me show you the two-touch, right? Because I don't want people to think I'm a liar. I got really quiet. Right. With the right combo, you can two-touch. So great, you know. One of the bad parts about playing him on anchor was that you couldn't two-touch before, and now you can. Especially with Sparking Blast, you can do so much damage in such like a little time. Right? I didn't do the right combo. Right, but you know, the Sparking combo, it's a very basic Sparking combo. It's the Sparking combo. So I'm not gonna go. I'll do it once. So basically, I'm so bad. Right. Bam. You built 6 meters. Now that leaves you the opportunity to, well, not 6, I'm stupid, you built 4, but it gives you the opportunity to do a level 3, get the party started, get your turn started. You start sparking, you know, you can, boom. Now it's my turn. Now it's time for me to play the game. You can do, and because you have 4, you can do the vanish afterwards and get your, not a real mix, but you know, it's a mix. It puts the pressure. When you vanish after level 3 here, I'll go into some Oki setups afterwards, actually. Actually, I think we've reached the end of the anchor section because there's not really much else to talk about. I mean, the solo functionality I've already talked about of Vegeta. His Ki Blast game is really good on the floor. How many can he throw on the floor? 8. You know, like, kind of a ridiculous number. He outzones. Okay. Another thing that this move does is it beats every Ki Blast in the game, I want to say. Surprisingly, it beats Broly Ki Blast if he points it up, and it beats the whole barrage of his Ki Blast. So, like, you actually get a punish if you can, you know, if you react fast enough or you guess right. Yeah, just the solo functionality is what makes him great at anchor, mid, and point. You know, is you don't ever have to rush. You can play the game the way you want. You can go in whenever you want. You can can do whatever you want. You know. And I think that's one of the appeals. That's one of the reasons I still play him, is because of how flexible he is on every single spot. I rotate, you know, sometimes I'll play S Broly at point, sometimes I'll play SSJ at point, sometimes I'll play anchor. You know, it's just having that flexibility and having a character that can be put on any team in the game. I guarantee you has some dirt with I almost said die missiles because it's the same move, but I guarantee you everybody has some dirt with fast tag from Vegeta stuff. We're just not, you know, doing it yet. I found some shit with Beerus where you can, so basically you fast fall, and if you fast fall, you get more plus frames. You can do this with Krillin, backdash, put the Ki Blast up in the air. You know, you can do that with Beerus. You put the orb, then you float to the left, do M orb, it puts it right on top of them, ready for a meaty, you know, and then the orb will still be falling down. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this character, and I think it's not being... Cell, you get fucking Rolling Crush from the top of the screen, which I'll actually show this off while I... And I'll show off the Krillin thing. I'll show off the Krillin thing, so that you guys get an idea of what I mean. That you can be very creative with this kind of character. You know, you may not seem... I'll go into his... I'm talking about everything in very mixed orders. Sorry, that's just the way my mind works. You know, if I don't see anybody else making a guide, I'm kidding, but yeah, you know, you kind of do have to think about a lot when you play him, though. That's one of his bigger drawbacks, but I'll get into that later. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do off of Fast Tag, and that's what makes him approachable from any angle of the team. So just for, you know, be sure to show. You have to fast fall down and then hit 2H. Not hard to do. I'm just not used to it. I don't have to fast fall. But again, you have to do stuff like that to figure out, you know, your team if you want to play a certain, you know, team. Right. So much meter. So much meter. And the next time you touch them with Cell, guess what? They're dead because you have all that meter. If they don't want to block and wake up because you're playing Ssj.Vegeta, they now die. So another thing with Krillin, let's go into it, right? Boom. Get the hit. I fucked it, but okay, yeah. Alright, cool. I had to remember the combo real quick. Fuck. Also, the reason I'm not doing M starters is because I don't want to fool you of how much damage you will be doing off of these fast tag combos. They're majority for the setup and the meter, you know. That's what they're mostly for. You're not doing it for... You're not playing a high damage character. You're playing a resource character. You're not playing a resource character. You're playing a character that requires you to think and manage your resources effectively. Manage your sparking. Hey, I hit the DP in the corner. Do I want a sparking now? Do I want to save it? You know, hey, I don't want to take pressure anymore. Let me just DP in the spark. You know, you have to actively... And if you DP into spark, you better hit them. If they block it, you better hit them afterwards. Because if you don't get one hit with Vegeta, you're not winning the game. I can say that right now. Unless your mid and anchor are like really good. You can still win the game, but it's a lot harder, and you have to make a lot more decisions than you would normally if you were just to hit them with Vegeta. You know. Because that's so much meter that you could have gotten lost. That's so much utility that you could have had lost. And yeah, just make sure to place this guy where you feel comfortable, and you know, make sure he can shine. That's the big part. So now I'll go into his assists, and I'll be starting with the one that I use the most, his A assist. Now a lot of people say it. This assist is outdated. This assist is bad. This assist is a two-box assist. This assist gets outshadowed by Janemba assist. This assist, blah, 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 blah. Right? You've heard it all before. I'm not going to talk about why the assist is bad. If anything, the assist is bad because of how many assists have been added. Now, does that mean it's outdated? No, that just means that those assists hit angles that didn't exist before when the game first came out. Now, does this mean this assist is bad? Hell no, and I'll tell you why. Here's why. Shouts out to Simon from What Culture. But the reason why this assist isn't bad is because, say if you have a neutral assist. Thank God I have rocks, right? Rocks, greatest neutral assist in the world. You can go, and they can't do anything, right? You place them in the perfect spot to get locked down, and I put that in quotes by SSJ.Vegeta, right? Now, if you play this assist, you will have to be ready to 2H somebody who super dashes. Not a big deal. They take a lot of damage for getting 2H, depending on what character you have, depending on what routes you have. I guarantee you everybody has like a 5k 2H combo route. Let me try Cell real quick. Okay, okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna try this again. Just have a little, because I don't think mid-screen he gets too big of a punish, right? Which kind of sucks. But sometimes I like doing that for better Oki, just that way I can tell. So that way you want every time you 2H somebody in this game, every time you 2H somebody in this game, if you don't have high damage, you should be doing your best setup, because you don't want them to super dash. This is, if you can't stop this, then I have a bad news for you. Like, you might not want to play SSJ. But if you can stop this, right? If you can stop it, and you can stop it very effectively, I'm gonna pick a character I know how to do a combo with, right? This is the reason why this is so good with SSJ. I play another T-Blast assist with him, right? But you can get that 2H combo, and suddenly this damage doesn't seem that bad. Wow. All right. I don't know why. Fucking Frieza's small body, bro. I hate this shit. No, he plays dirt. 4.3. But they die in the next touch. So, you know, you're gonna want to be prepared to 2H. However, this has so much block stun. It covers a lot of angles. So, say if let's just start with Super Dash, right? The classic. Say if somebody Super Dashes at you and doesn't hit Vegeta for some reason, if they call assist there, their assist gets smoked. So it's nobody's turn, and you can jump out, and that's what I like to do a lot. I like to, when somebody Super Dashes at me and my fucking, oh my god. Also, it punishes Super Dash sometimes, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty fucking nice, you know? I don't know self combos, but yeah, I think his assist really shines in combo routes. You get a lot of extensions that you can't normally get with certain characters like S. Broly. I want to say Gogeta. I want to say Bardock. I want to say a lot of characters, and you'll have to figure that out. I know I'm saying that a lot, but it's true. You have to lie about the character and see what makes him strong with your team. You know, you might have to play a little bit of a DLC to make him work, but you know, it's nothing too unbearable, I don't think. I think there's a lot of stuff that you can do with a whole bunch of these characters with his A assist. GT Goku, you'll probably get Spirit Bomb from like some combo route that has way too much hit stun and you normally couldn't get, but because you have that Vegeta A, gives you just enough time to get that Spirit Bomb. Same thing with Jiren. You know, you could probably do this long ass combo and then at the end finally do command grab, which would never work, but you'll get like a whole bunch of damage. Cooler can get his dive kick that you normally can't get, that has the really strong Oki. You can get off a fast tag. Zamasu, you could probably place them so like much into the fucking assist that you get your orbs set up. You know, just a lot of stuff. Android 21 can get her ground scoop, which is really fucking phenomenal. You know, it's just a lot of dope stuff. Right? And again, your job to figure out what that is with his assist. I don't know. I only know the stuff that I know with my team. I wish I could tell you how to play all these characters, but I unfortunately cannot. But yeah, his A assist, still solid, still a very good assist. You can reflect it, but when you reflect, you have like, something about reflect, man. It like, depending on what you did before the reflect, it'll like buffer it still, or like, there's something with this, cause okay, so basically when I run certain characters, if I press 2M and you do, I think like super dash, if you hit jab, if you are holding up, if you're doing anything besides another reflect, you get crushed. I don't know what causes it. I wish I could figure it out so I could tell the people, but I actually have no clue. I just know that it happens a lot with S. Broly. What else? assists, yeah, I think that's it for this assist actually. Good combo ability, decent neutral control, still controls the neutral pretty well. You know, you can still, and where you land is where the assist is. A lot of people want to swing, and then, you know, they can if they swing at the air, you get 2H them because the super dash isn't a true block string. A lot of stuff that you can do. Very, the canvas you have to paint it, you know. I'll go into, I think, which is his worst assist. A lot of people says it's okay, but look at that. Right? I'm not using that. I'm okay. You got me fucked up. But a lot of people say it's an okay assist. Coming out at 20 frames, 31 frames of block stun. It's a lockdown assist. It's also one of these where you go like that, you know. It's okay. Has more utility than a lockdown. Let me stop being annoying. All right, here we go. If you're on the floor and someone is running at you a lot, same thing with Bardock assists. You can stop them with this. If they're like running at you to press a button when they're underneath you, they can't because they'll run into the assist, which then causes this to happen. So you like, right? Really good situation. Say if you have a neutral assist, bang, bang, you're in. You feel me? So there's some stuff that you can do with it, along with being right. I don't have Krillin block strings, fuck, but along with being a pretty good mix-up assist. So it's not bad. There are definitely assists just like it that do the job better. Unlike A assists, this is actually a rationale because it doesn't excel at anything except this one situation, which is actually pretty good now that I think about it, but it doesn't excel at anything unlike A assist, which excels in combos and certain situations. Now we're gonna get into I think his weirdest assist, in my opinion. It's a DP assist. It has 18 frames of advantage on the ground. However, if you call it while someone is in the air, holy shit. If this was a normal assist, I'd use it. So good. Stops people's approach. It's an invincible assist. You can fucking, after this, it's just party time for real. Like you saw that? I didn't even know how I did that. But it's just party time, you know? And you know, you can set up stuff in neutral, but basically you get this free run up into pressure, and it's beautiful. Your opponent can't jump once you have it. If they do jump, they take so much block stun. It's a pretty good assist. Unfortunately, it's a C assist, and it has all the problems of being a C assist. And if you don't know them, I'll go over a little bit. Basically, the long cooldown. That's it, really. The long cooldown. I think that's what kills C assists. Even though they still have their place, I think that's what makes A assist the best thing for me. It gives me what I want from C, which is the combo ability, the neutral control, and it gives me a little bit of stuff from B. You know, you can't do certain stuff in neutral. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't super dash here. You can't challenge in certain places, or I might call it like Janemba assist or like a Vegeta assist. It works as a defensive assist, just like C. And I think A is where you want to stay for his assist, unless you have a team like this where really only Cell would benefit, so you would run C instead, just so you could get, you know, Krillin some neutral control too, because Krillin has some key loss stuff, and you don't want key loss on key loss. That's never a good idea. That's why I don't really throw key loss on my team. Combos. I was gonna go into combos. That's right. Basically, it's very funny because it's like it's pretty simple, honestly. I'm gonna need a better character than Krillin to show y'all basic combos with this character. I know it sounds weird because it's Krillin, and I'll pick Bardock for it, and I'll change Cell for. I'll change Cell for Janemba. I'll show you all setup. It's a setup I do a lot, so. But yeah, you're gonna find that this character's not that bad. He's He's pretty fun to play too. That's another thing. I think he's fun to play. I know a lot of people don't think bad characters can be fun to play, but I'm gonna quote Eris when I say, or paraphrase Eris when I say this, but if you play the worst thing in a game like Shadow the Hedgehog, you're a weirdo, because nobody's competing with you. There's nobody playing the game with you. However, if you're in a one-on-one environment, if I beat you with a bad character, there's a sense of pride to it, you know. And I don't know why people are trying to say that there's not. There is. There's definitely a sense of pride that I beat you with a character that most people consider bad, and I'm showing why they're not bad. So Vegeta has very, very basic combos. One of his more basic routes is the basic B&B that everybody has in this game. It's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I say 1, 2, 3, but you know, it's the basic LMH string. Yeah, I forget how weird this assist is once it hits, but maybe Bardock wasn't good after it, because I apparently cannot hit this. It's okay. Basically, I'm just gonna do it. Yep. Too much. Alright. I'll go into some Oki setups after the combos. That's gonna be your basic 1-bar combo, unless you have something like Genesis, where you can do right. Well, I guess I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I think it's like this. Breath. Okay, yeah, it's M. The combos supposed to look something like that. However, I think if you have the assist, you should always just do this. Right, into knockdown, into pressure. Get him out. You want to use his assist. You don't want him on point. Not to say he's a bad character, you just would prefer to play somebody else on point at the time. And you can find cool setups like this with some time. You know. Sometimes you can find some dirt. Right, you can find some grime after a little bit, after labbing for a while. What else? You can also... Oh, combos. Yeah, I'm stupid. I can't finish the thought apparently. That's alright. Nobody can. Hello, Japanese man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know what you said, but appreciate it. Appreciate you for being here. What else? Oh, yeah, so combos are going to fall down into like 4 things actually. You don't have a lot of routes of this character. Here's one of his better mid-screen routes. You're gonna go. Hold on. Here's one of his better mid-screen routes. You're gonna do this. Now that's better than the old mid-screen route, which is just, you know, does like a little bit more damage, looks a little bit flashier. I think that's one of his only optimal, like, you're not supposed to do this combos. So another one of his you're not ever supposed to do these combos is this. And this builds a hell of a lot of a meter, bro. 2.5. With the right character, you can get 3 bars there easy. I can demonstrate it with actually I think I can demonstrate it with this team, but I think no, it needs to be a longer cutscene normal. I call it a cutscene normal. That's not what it's called, but a longer combo route, so that way, or like a smash hit that, because Vegeta only uses 2 smash hits, so if you have a grab smash hit, it actually saves it when you're up there, which is really cool. What else? Yeah, but you can build so much meter doing it. You have to do it right before, you saw how it didn't combo there? You have to do it right before the Ki Blast takes him off to the sky. I mean, right before it puts him off the ground, because if you don't get that. You know, they don't have a fun time. Right, I did the wrong combo because this is not my team, so don't worry. I just don't have the combo for this team. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for combos. He's not a. You could do something like this if you want to. It's fucking. What is it? Wait, what the fuck is it? I can't remember. It's so like. It's so foreign to me. I forgot. I think it's like. I don't. Oh wait, it's. I really want to do it though. There we go. That's one of his harder combo routes, right? You can do that if you're bored, I guess. Don't do that though. That combo is really hard. It's not worth it either, because if you can hit confirm that, you can fucking stop there, okay? Do the easier combo. Don't believe what other people tell you. Just do this, please. Just do. It's the same thing. It gives you the same damage and the same meter. Like, what else? What else? Is that it? There's some Oki setups. I can go over some Oki setups. His character is very simple. I think like the biggest thing is use this. Please use that. That's please use that. This is so good. This is so good. -2, so good. Yeah. One of the setups I like to use. I know it's not really a setup. It's more so like a stupid thing you can do, but I use it all the time. It's this setup. It's not a setup, but you'll see. So I like to make sure and ensure that I'll get the 2-touch. I'm only -6 there. I fast forward all the way down, and since I'm holding down that whole time, all I have to do is do the last parts of DP if they want to super dash at me, because they might think I'm punishable, or they want to close the gap immediately, and then I just fucking. Right. Then from there, I just. Don't pick Bardock there, because if you're gonna play this character, I changed what I said. He's still compatible with everybody, but if you're going to play this character, please make sure that you get something like this off a fast tag. Please make sure you get something very good off a fast tag, because you could actually do a lot of damage on my shell. Right, you can do a lot of damage with my shell, but please make sure that it doesn't matter what you play. You know, make sure that your character can do something like that. I'm pretty sure every character can. Well, at least the new characters. I know Kibu can, Baby can, Gogeta 4 can, Labco can, Master Roshi can. I don't know. Goku. You know, a lot of characters can do that. You just have to figure out the way how to. Jiren can probably help do that shit really easily. 17 can do it really easily. Oh, more Oki. So, Oki setup for the corner. I'm gonna go over some level 3 stuff. I'm gonna go over some. That's not Vegeta. Let me do this one. So I like to catch people with this. A lot of people don't know that it exists, so it catches so many people off guard. And yeah, Basically, that doesn't send you up, it slides you across the ground, which leads you able to be able to do it. I fucked it, but hold on. Wow, I didn't even know that could happen. You need the teleport though. If you don't get the teleport, it won't happen. You need the, and that's the alternative version of bam, clock them. Right. Then you do whatever. What else? Level 3 setup. So after his level 3 Oki, you know, he doesn't have exceptional level 3 Oki, which is why this is good. Which is why this. So you know how Bardock gets the float? He gets the same float. He gets the. Wow, I fucked that one up completely. He gets the same float. You're gonna hold S and then boom. Yeah, they get the higher level. You know, that's your basic what you're gonna do pretty much after every level 3. You're either gonna go high or low there, and then you're gonna go right back into this and just loop itself over and over again. Now I'm gonna go into some cool fast tag combos just so I can show you, show you guys some variety in the fast tag stuff. Maybe you're not a believer that there's so many things you can do with this character. I already showed off that one. Let me show off coolers. I can show off Broly's. I do Broly's a lot, so I feel not the need to show off Broly's, but Broly's is very strong. Let me go to this Broly. I don't use this Broly. I use the other Broly.
A fierce showdown is about to begin.
But yeah, you have to, in order to play this character, you have to display an expertise of Dragon Ball FighterZ, in my opinion. Yeah, all aspects of it, the scrubby aspects, the masterful aspects that we have, thanks to, super jump stuff. But yeah, cool fast tag stuff you can do with cooler. It may not seem that good, but right, mad Oki. Oki for days actually, or you could do the other dive kick. I actually don't think you can do that outside the corner, but inside the corner. But outside the corner, you can do that into the other dive kick. I don't know if that combos. I'm pretty sure it does if you delay it a little more. But yeah, cool stuff like that you can get with this character. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but gives him the Oki that Cooler kind of desperately needs. So it gets your opponent, it gets your character started. Now this one's funny because it saves a smash hit just like every other character, but like the amount of meter you build with this, man. Broly's in with a meter, and I don't know if you know, but right, you can kill there. I don't care to show off kill combos because this is a Vegeta guide. It's about Vegeta. It's about this guy. But yeah, basic character that I think everything that makes him good I said already. I think just to wrap it all up in a nice big package. Very, very, very amazing frame data. Very superior frame data. Safe special move, which is, I don't think a lot of people can say that their special move does this, right? Or it's just like, well, I didn't hit you, I'll see you later, Like, not a lot of characters I think can do that. Or like say if I'm, not a lot of characters can just, I think characters can do that, but this, not so much. That's very, very, very good in my opinion. The frame data stuff, being -2 there, you know, opening up accessibility to pretty much everything. You get to do it twice. I've done that to so many people, and they don't know what to do because they're like, oh shit, they're waiting for a medium. And because they're waiting for a medium, which has like -6, this -2 is so good. And then it opens up possibility for, you know, that's a really good button for that. Corner pressure is very decent. I think this character's pressure is actually pretty good because he has such solid frame data that you're like, okay, when do I swing? When do I swing? When do I swing? And then you get crushed, you know? And even though he doesn't do a lot of damage, depending on what team you have, can definitely work around that factor. S Broly and fucking Super Saiyan Vegeta is so good because you have the neutral that you need, and then you have the damage that you need. And then I play Janemba on top of it to get the mix that I need. So my team covers all angles. Just like Vegeta covers all angles. And the Ki Blast, very good tool. Very good tool to have. Super good. DP, amazing tool. One of the most underrated tools in Fighterz, I think. There's so much oppressive offense. And even though there is a delay and you can bait it, if you block this, it's party time. You feel me? I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop because the health regen, I can do DP again into fucking vanish. So there's a lot of things that, you know, are very, very, very good. All this being a true block string, pretty nice. Pretty nice. I remember when characters used to not have that. Videl was full of holes. Pause. But yeah, I'm gonna end this little stream with just a whole bunch of combos. I'm gonna unplug the mic. I'm gonna end it with a whole bunch of combos that I think are cool with this character, and I hope this helps somebody. You know, I hope you see Vegeta in a better light than he did before. You know, he does need some buffs. Oh yeah, let me. He does need some buffs. I think the biggest thing that he needs is this to not be punishable. I don't think in the game that we're in that this deserves to be punishable anymore. Sure, I might be able to do stuff like EX Rocket Kick and a DP, but honestly, I don't think that is a big enough problem in the current meta that we're facing that you can't give him EX Rocket Kick safe. You know, yeah, people will get tight, but I get tight at the fact that 21 is debuffing my character, so you know. You can't pick and choose. If you play a top tier, you have no right to tell me what my character needs. You know. I think another thing he needs is, people say like you can't reflect on this or super dash after you start blocking it, but I think that's gonna make the game more random. So I don't like that. What I think they should do, and they're like, oh, make this move B property. I don't think you should do that. What I think you should do is add more damage to it. I think that would definitely make the character as a whole better. Instead of 1,300, it should definitely do something like 1,600 or 1,700. This should be like that, and all of the hits should hit. There's no reason why some of them should whiff. I don't care if it's a, you know, spacing thing. That should also do the same amount of buff damage. I think buffing the move's damage as a whole will then make Vegeta stronger because of all the fast tag stuff, and I don't want the utility of the move to change, because then there's just it for me it causes problems. So I don't want the utility of the move to change. I just want the move itself, the way it is now, to be better. And I think another thing that would help that is if you super dash during fast tag. I don't know how they would make this, but if you super dash during fast tag, you always get the trade. I don't want that stuff to happen where, like, you know, well, I think I just got what I was talking about. Right, punished fully, but hold on. Right, I don't want that to happen. That's not fun. I'd much rather, you know, the trade happen or they have to block afterwards, you know, something that makes that more beneficial. I'd also say give him like another special move, you know, maybe if you're not gonna add Majin Vegeta, maybe give him the rings that have beam property, so that way you don't change the functionality and then you can make it 2 and 4S. You know, I think they should add moves to these characters who have a very limited move pool. You know, I don't think it comes in changing the character. He's stubby, which has been said to death, so I don't really have to say it. They increased some of his normals, which I'm very happy about, but unfortunately I still can't do that. And unfortunately when I get reflected, I still have to, like, I know this sounds scrubby, but I have to react to me getting reflected when a lot of characters don't have to react. They just press their string. So, you know, I don't like the fact that that's a thing, but I understand it. I don't want every character to have reflect safe strings, because then we get in the situation that we are now where everything's not fun. But I do want this character to still require skill. Give Interceptor Kick, you know, make that closer to me, bro. Like, there's no reason he should be over there. That's not like who's getting hit by that move so often on the ground that you're gonna complain about Interceptor Kick? Like, there's no reason it should bounce in that far. You can't get anything besides like a very well-timed rocket kick, and even then you have to be like in their face already. So, like, you know, change Interceptor Kick to have a better angle when they bounce. I'm not asking for a 2M there. I'm asking for, like, you know, a high angle where I could be like, oh, he got hit, let me jump up and hit L. You know, I don't want there to be stupid shit with this character. I think he's a base character. He should still reflect that, you know. I just think some quality of life stuff would be very, very good for Vegeta, especially in the current position that we are faced when playing him. But yeah, I think those are his flaws, and I think now I'm gonna show y'all the combos. So sit back, you know, enjoy the ASMR, I guess. But I want to thank y'all for being here before I head out. It means a lot to me. This was very impromptu. I'm gonna make another guide. It'll be way more structured and cohesive and like have parts and stuff. But for now, this will have to be my guide, and this will have to do. Hopefully, the fellas at the Vegeta Discord will learn something. You know, hope they do, because this character's cool. I'll catch y'all.
This should be a great fight! Brace yourself for the coming battle!